Judgment, the 23rd of April, 2025. What if God was setting things up in the Bible so that the prophets in the Bible's future would do what he ordained? When God says, "For I, the Lord, live among the people of Israel." Numbers chapter 35, 34. It is not literal. It was probably a statement that God said so that David and Solomon, peace be upon them, would later build a temple for him. It does not mean that God dwells on earth or among any people. God later says that the temple that David and Solomon built is a place for his name, not a dwelling. Was it only an exaggeration? God is not human, and therefore he does not need a dwelling place. Why do you keep doing that? Obsession with being right. You love them. For what other great nation has a God so near to it as the Lord our God is when we call to him? And what other great nation has statutes and ordinances as just as this entire law that I am setting before you today? Deuteronomy chapter 4, 7 to 8. To you it was shown so that you would acknowledge that the Lord is God. There is no other besides him. From heaven he made you hear his voice to discipline you. On earth he showed you his great fire, while you heard his voice coming out of the fire. Deuteronomy chapter 4, 36. An earthquake hits Turkey, and people start speaking about it. No long left now. May Allah protect and guide us all. Allah caused the earthquake. The world coming to an end. Judgment, they speak against Israel. Yahweh will not be mocked. Touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Psalms 105:15. The Bible said it all, but we're ignoring what the Bible said. It's just a lesson for us to act now. Jesus is coming very soon. Even if God caused the earthquake to hit Turkey, humans would never be able to find out the reason for it. Some people would blame the acts of individuals and leaders who go against the speaker's agenda and ideology. Other people would say that it was due to the ongoing support they are giving to the enemy, although the enemy is a term that is used by both parties to signify those who are on the opposite side. It is one of the most interesting incidents in which God's name in Arabic and in Hebrew are invoked at the same time, where God is spoken about in both cases with remarks or comments that are true. God cannot be mocked. God does not allow harm to befall his people. He is the protector and the one who prevents harm from reaching humans. God's judgment day is coming. There are also those who would rather have had the earthquake happen somewhere else. While we were expecting these earthquakes in Tel Aviv, we saw them in Istanbul. Even non-believers have rebelled against Israel's massacres. They took to the streets and reacted to the massacres. It shows the hostility of certain people due to whatever type of belief they cultivated. However, evidently, people would very much like to have a natural calamity hit wherever they themselves decide. It is like they would want to be the one to decide on fate and destiny. It is no wonder that some people would continue to be misguided, hoping for harm to befall whom they called their enemies when they all were supposed to be neighbors and friends. If someone does not acknowledge the deaths of our people, they are an enemy. Even if it is an earthquake, it should change its own course and should not harm our people. It has to befall our enemies. Otherwise, the earthquake would be a non-believer.
لله الحمد لله الحمد